Okay, you can see our rain gutter. In fact, we've got some sagging soffit right here. You can see where the rain gutter joints are leaking. And if my memory serves me correctly, just about all the rain gutter looks like this. Got a nice dark roof. Got algae growing on it, so it's got some age. It's brittle. The underlayment cascades over the drip edge. That's a good thing. And I'll be darned if the drip edge doesn't cascade over the rain gutter. So that's a novelty. It was done correctly. It's a shame that it all needs to be replaced. Okay. We got some debris in our rain gutters. And the house faces east. More algae, more algae, more algae. Okay. So this roof covering has exceeded its economic life. It'd be prudent to budget for replacement. We've got gable vents and soffit vents. Got any other vents? And turbine vents. Okay. If this wasn't boarded up, it doesn't look like it was. We've got a mixed ventilation system. Okay, we've got soffit vents. We've got gable vents. And then we've got wind turbine vents. Okay, so what's going to happen is the air is going to come in these vents and out these vents. Let me see if I can get over here. Why aren't you working? Okay, it's going to come in these vents and out these vents. Let me get down here so I can illustrate this just a little better. And we'll talk about all of it. I get around. We'll talk about all this in a minute. These cables are too close to the roof covering. Chimney doesn't have a cricket. Crown's busted up. Don't have a chimney cap. So what happens is the air comes in these vents and out these vents. That's called a short circuit. Alright, so anything below this gable right here, this lower attic, loads up with heat because some of the heat will rise, but it's loading up, and some of the heat will escape and it'll come out this way, but not like it was designed to. That's a code. We're not supposed to have mixed ventilation systems. So we're coming on along. Our chimneys, okay, well, we got a lot of spalling on our brickwork. Our chimneys are supposed to have crickets. Some people call them saddles, whatever, but diverters behind them so that you can tell that water just collects here, and if water waits around long enough, it'll just go ahead and take the elevator down. It won't take the stairs. So low voltage should be a couple feet. This is hail damage. This is hail damage. This is hail damage. This is hail damage. Alright. So besides the age of the roof, we've also experienced some hail. That's hail damage. That's hail damage. I count that one twice. Moving on along. We've got a fiberglass patio cover which has exceeded its economic life. The electric power as it comes into the home. Okay, it's above grade. This is our weather mast, our weather head. Now, what kind of a neutral is that? That is pretty amazing. What kind of a neutral is this? Do you think that's going to work real good? I don't think it's going to work real good at all. I can kind of see some scorch marks over here where it was trying to work. Maybe we had a lightning strike or something. Huh. How's that? Then our dip loops this dip loop over here on this side, it's not as... How's the other side look? Neither one of them. The dip loops are way too casual. We should have more radical dip loops. This cable should have been elevated a minimum of 6 feet above the roof. Now this close to the edge wouldn't be so bad, but since we have this patio cover, which nobody should be walking on, but it should be 6 feet above the patio cover. Moving on along here, if we keep going, I'm imagining one of these is for the furnace and one of these is for the water heater. And I'm double imagining that this one's probably for the furnace. And when you see rust like this, okay, and I can change my mind. When you see rust like this, that's an indication, that's a symptom of a heat exchanger problem. Moving on along. It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure what these vents exactly are for, but I'm going to assume, because of the rust on this one as well, that these are for gas-fired appliances. And what I'm not seeing is a storm collar on these vents. We're missing our storm collar. Hail damage. Algae. Heat exchanger problem. A symptom of a heat exchanger problem. There's our outbuilding. That's our bonus building. I wasn't aware of this building when I contracted the work, but we're just going to roll it in because we're good guys. Satellite dish should not be mounted directly to the roof covering. They all are. In your inspection report, I'm going to have baked in your inspection report a link to an illustration that shows how that should have been installed. And that's the only place I've ever seen it, is in that link, in the illustration on how it should be installed. In the wild, out here, in real life. This is the way they do it. It's always wrong. Still is wrong. We'll make the report. Cracking and peeling paint. Cracking and peeling paint. Hail damage. 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 Okay, dear client. This is the part where I say, and I think you've got some other properties, so I apologize. I don't mean to be you know. But you might want to check, get a clue report to see if a insurance claim is wind damage, hail damage, wind damage. You might want to get a clue report from your insurance company to see if a file has ever been claimed on this roof, because you don't get double jeopardy. They keep these things on record for a period of years, and they just don't like paying the same claim twice. I don't know. Maybe they're in business. So algae. So you want to check with your insurance company. There's some other kind of vent over here. This is going to be interesting. Some tape. We got some hail damage on this. Okay. Now wait a minute. I don't remember seeing two chimneys. And I didn't. So it's just this one chimney. Okay. I get it. Nothing gets past me eventually. Algae. Well, this old man needs a little... We need a new makeover. We need a new roof. We need chimney repair. We need to sort out our attic ventilation. You need new rain gutters.